How's it hanging, fellas? I'm OrosZ, and this is another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And in today's episode, Phoenix is hitting a piece of paper with his hand, which I sat here for like an hour and a half, kind of thinking about shit, kind of feeling fucking down today. Great opportunity to make a let's play, or feeling depressed. And I noticed that, man, this animation of only his hand hitting the paper is really fucking creeping me out the more I look at it. It's like the whole body is just still, but his hand is keep moving. Not to mention there's this one frame where his hand has a completely different lighting on it. And then when it resets to default, it kind of feels like his hand becomes a little bit smaller. And starts to fucking creep me out. You know? Anyway, I think I've been looking at this shit too long. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. I see crime scene. I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Shit, what do you say to that, edgelord? Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Haven't I presented it already? Oh, I think I presented it and then I finished the episode. And lost title report? It's only half complete. It shows that Detective Goodman has lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out a report. Not to mention in the report, I'll show you. Where the fuck is it? Bruce Goodman ID, and then he started writing his ID. Then he started writing his ID, but he scratched off the second number as if he doesn't remember by fucking memory. Something important enough to... whatever. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? Can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order. So now what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. I can't fucking focus on anything that's happening. I just realized I've been reading this shit and I'm like, what are we talking about? There an Officer Meekins encounter in the evidence room. It just recently... I don't know, man. I feel like everything's getting worse in my life, and it really pisses me off that I have very little I can do about it. That's not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Did he stole his ID card? Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. fucking Right? Mr. Wrong? Yes, what's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in the video is a fake, then the murderer in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. Well, well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Well, seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain this shit. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in the video is a fake, which means the murder did not take place. At the police department at 5:15, we can kind of look at what knife he's carrying too. And it doesn't seem to be the knife, any of the knives we have. police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So, the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. Damn, I fucked myself over, didn't I? I ain't sure, man. What the fuck's going on? Edgelord kind of ruined my whole thing going on. I was about to accuse Jake Marshal of pretending to be Bruce Goodman. But that's a good point. So does that mean Bruce Goodman really was actually in the parking lot getting killed? Like on the picture? Man, fuck crazy shit. Observe the moment of defense the defendant used the murder weapon. Well, shit. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. What exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? Where did the person disappear to? However, this trial purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana gets the prison. What do? How am I even supposed to get myself out of this mess? Object, obviously. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about, man? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. That security meeting does show sure. It's a bit late. I don't know, I feel like recently I can only manage to record really late. Maybe I should stop with the recording and my videos and shit, you know? Maybe I should get my life together instead of doing this. Should I? Should I do that? Or should I stop worrying so fucking much all the goddamn time? However, it cannot be said that this is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Sorry. Specifically, large amount of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. I got no drinks with me this time around, so that's a bummer. Additionally, I got no fucking stories from work because I was doing the exact same fucking thing I did yesterday, which is annoying, polishing fucking glass fiber panels. And I got more to polish tomorrow, and it just makes me fucking want to kill myself, to be honest. The defense demands further examination to the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor? As discussed to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. And the prosecution... Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident to the police department to be unrelated. If not prepared any other witness for the incident. This just might be my chance. I have to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean... Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh, who do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. Our prosecution requires to hear the person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testified. What is his or her name? Oh, I can actually choose. Well, it's fucking Jake, patrolman investigating the incident. The prosecutor's office thinks he's a cowboy. The victim, and a good man. Dick. Seems really is Dick. Age 30. The defendant and chief prosecutor for the district. How she's 16, she's even younger than Maya. Rikus is actually my age. Anyway, Jake. Officer Jake Marshal. How long in this episode? Not very long yet. Why him? I don't know. I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. Prosecution agrees to the defense request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Seriously, 20 minutes to get someone into the fucking court who's who knows how far away from it? Prepare him to testify? All kinds of shit in just 20 minutes? Court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. You know, I wouldn't want to fucking testify in court. I'd be fucking scared. Court is now in recess. February 24th, 11:32 a.m. District Court, blah blah blah. Who cares, really? Damn it, that was a good shot of you should have used it for the thumbnail. I'm gonna fucking make a new thumbnail. Fuck this. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? Of course there isn't. I'm a fucking unstoppable force of nature. I call for Jake Marshal. It seems you've figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. I'm just fucking guessing. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma. You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. You don't fucking need to ask me for anything. I'm doing this because I want to. Jesus Christ, you don't need to ask for everything to receive it. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Nah, you're not. Nothing important at the very least. Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what the fuck do you want, man? Got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. On top of it, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, detective. You better be, pal. Hey, hey, hey. I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor's guy. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? Oh. You mean this shit, right? My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Good thing we're buddies with Gumshoe, right? Otherwise he might have not fucking done anything for us. Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL-9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL-9 incident? But Lana, that's a lot of shit to read in 30 minutes. Good lord, I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor were a witness in that case. This guy was a witness? Files for the Joe Darke killings? Solved 2 years ago. What the fuck are we talking about now? The SL-9 incident files for blah 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 blah. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murderers. Or be one. What, now you've brought... that I brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma, but why? Why is your name in here? All my name's in there? I don't know. Unless... I couldn't be. Lana? This LSD incident, is that... That's the classification number for the police file it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as The Joe Darke killings. Joe Darke sounds like a GTA 4 character. No, Lana. It's over with, no. I'm away, she ran away. Oh, you know what? I just remembered I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshal, Angel Star, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. I got a lot of shit to read. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. I'll have to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this shit. You know, it would be hilarious if, like, in the sequel to this game, you had to remember a trial from the first game. Like, let's say there's a murder that took place that was actually like a follow-up to a murder that took place in the previous game, but you don't get a recap of what happened in the previous game. You're just meant to remember. And who needs saving? That's for pussies. I play this entire game from the beginning every time I sit down to record a video. Well, we got it. Emma ran away. Not that she was much help anyway. Edgeworth's there. We don't have a witness. We're just hanging out. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Honest Guy. Emma didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness instead. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Oh my god, he's drinking in court. Witness, please state your name and occupation. This fucking stupid ass theme song kicked in. Me, partner? I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know, you're a patrolman. You're a real fucking Texas Ranger. I'm drunk is what I am. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howl winds calling it out. Man, shut the fuck up, Jesus. Can you fucking cooperate? To be exact, it's Jake Marshal, Your Honor. Howling winds? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshal, let me ask you something. What the fuck is wrong with you? You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime took place. You know, I would like him if he really was from Texas. If he was a cowboy. But he admitted that he's not. He just likes cowboys. That's his thing, I guess. I mean, his name is a fucking dope cowboy name. Is this correct though? Correcto mundo, according to the papers, partner. The fuck you mean? A desperado soul as boundless as the desert sand. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this shit. Jesus Christ, please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. No Texas. Not Americanese. You know what? I remember there was a cartoon I watched as a kid. I think it was called Shaolin Showdown or some shit like that. It was kind of strange. I remember really liking it. And there was a character named Clay, and he probably was the lamest character out of all the main characters, and his whole shtick was exactly what Jake is, as he's a cowboy. So he kept all his lines just involved making some strange fucking metaphors, comparing shit to like, I don't fucking know, snakes, cows, bulls, and horses. And yeah, he wore a cowboy hat even though he was like a Shaolin monk or something. Because he was the cowboy Shaolin monk. But he was pretty cool, I guess. Day of the crime. My job is to keep away. That said, I was supposed to make around 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so we're out of ammo. It's time to hit the trail. You're drinking on the job, man. How the fuck do you still have a job? And what is with your hair? It doesn't even look like hair. It looks like a cloth that's coming out from under your hat. It's fucking awful. It doesn't look like hair. I can say I particularly care for your attitude. Yeah, I really don't. I'm with the judge in this one. He's fucking annoying. His theme song's cool. And his design is really cool. But fucking listening to this guy is a fucking nightmare. I fucking hate him. Can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? There's the cameras, and there's Jake Marshal. He's the second security system. I mean, the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Speaking of cowboys, I haven't been playing Red Dead Redemption, actually. Yesterday I kind of felt really fucking tired and I didn't play anything. Today I also feel fucked up and I don't know, man. Kind of stressed out inside. Shit's just getting worse and worse from every angle and it's really annoying the fuck out of me. Like to leave it all behind, start anew, but man, it's fucking difficult. It's difficult with a shitty minimum wage salary of a fucking idiot who never finished college like me. Though I technically am in college right now. I should probably call them up and see if I can fucking... I'm in a private college, so I pay the monthly fee, right? Which I hope in turns means that maybe they will be willing to look more lightly at me not being present very often, because I have a fucking job and the school I'm applied to and paid the fucking thing for is in another city. I don't really have the fucking means of traveling there every fucking weekend. I mean, I guess I could, but fucking it's difficult, man. I can't bring myself to it. I just fucking hate this shit. That's it. Yes, well, what about the fingerprints activated lock on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled bullshit are those? He's not being very helpful. He's not that good with machines or with following orders. I wonder if he has a revolver. Everyone's got their weaknesses. Now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Thanks. At least the judge is on my side for once, because he seems to really dislike Jake. Just like me. You'd think he'd be my favorite, because he's cool looking as fuck, but he's so annoying. My job wants to keep a wary eye on the ball or shirt. Can you explain us what the fuck any of these words mean? What exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That's the room so still. Every time, even time dies in there. I was just scared they couldn't tear the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing are that useful, but when the time will come, I'll erase the tape. Nothing unusual is recorded. Tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I erase a tape, it feels like I was erasing a part of my life. I guess the slave for the dramatics, but it ain't going to do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room? I said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but I don't give a shit. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Nah. Ain't you heard of what I said, partner? I told you I don't give a shit. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. No depressado I know would join the police force. It's Officer Marshal on the day of the crime. It's just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. You lying bastard. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner, can't say I do. Haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? No, there's plenty of people like that in my fucking workplace that who the fuck knows what they're doing, but they're not being fired. Besides, the room is protected by 2 security systems anyway. You used to be a detective, so you're used to the evidence room. You used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course, back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. And yet you didn't know about the fingerprint lock mechanism? Sorry, partner, I ain't good with machines. Couldn't even tell you how a bike works. I don't know if you can... I mean, I guess it's a machine, When you think of a machine, you think of something that does things on its own, like a engine. You know, you don't have to keep fucking moving the pistons to make the engine work manually. But on a bike, you have to pedal to make it move. So on its own, bike doesn't do nothing really. Unless you got an electric bike, then I guess I would count that as a machine. But I don't know, I would have to fucking look up the definition of a machine. That's quite incredible. Sensor on the lockers, handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of the presence. That sounds stupid. Or did you just think that... Ah, fucking no, that's stupid. Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. I don't remember everything fucking Gumshoe said. At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? Jack shit. As a street side saloon getting wasted. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel's steak lunch can beat that Parole's Vongil sippy pasta. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. The fuck is... What is he talking about? That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. That's usually where Edgeworth says. Did you not want to race this year? I feel like he doesn't give a shit. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so you're out of ammo. It's time to get the trail. Out of ammo, Officer Marshal? That's right, partner. Or as you call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me on this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone, everyone knows that. Are you a Texan though? You fucking dumbass? Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card in my sleeve, so I better keep it cool. Before I use it though, I'd better up the ante. The job wants to keep he said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Wait, I want. Besides the rooms protected by... If I remember right, I was... blah blah blah. It's either that first thing. That ain't my style. So what, I'm just spinning this on him? Oh shit, files for the killing. Incident number SL-9, closed. Perpetrator Joe Darker. Crime, serial murder, sentenced to death. Victim Edward Jones, Eddie Kirby, Jeb Bates, Jason Knight, Rachel Moss, Neil Marshall. Oh, fuck. Neil Marshall. Was he related to Marshall? To Jake? Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth witnessed Lana Skye, Emma Skye. Well, a lot of people seem to be connected to this one. None of these other names really seem to be that important, but the last one, Neil Marshall, I think Marshall has something going on. It's probably why he sticks around the police station. Investigation Task Force, executing investigators Damon Gant, Lana Skye. Head investigator Bruce Goodman, investigators Jake Marshall. There it is. He was part of the investigation. An Angel Star, Bruce Goodman, Damon Gant, Lana Skye, Emma Skye, Miles Edgeworth. Everyone's involved in this somehow. Damn it, that didn't fucking do it. This one? That he was out of saloon? Well, it could have been the other thing. I didn't have to lose health over this. That's stupid, man. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? It's a good moment. Damn it, the episode's a little bit almost over. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime, and yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. Yes, it's quite simple. I'm gonna finish the episode right now. We're gonna pin this motherfucker against the wall like a little bitch next episode. I hope. I don't know, man. I hope I will fucking get to do that. But maybe I won't. Who knows? Anyway, see you fellas in the next episode. Bye.